Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy and I'm so happy to see you here today. If you are new to my channel, I am a Twitch streamer, I am a cat mom, I'm a world traveler, I'm a former volleyball player, I'm a current CrossFitter, I'm a weeb, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, and I love learning new things. And the entire purpose of my channel is for me to broaden my horizons in the realm of music and listen to songs, bands, and artists I've never heard before. And so today we are diving deeper down the Sabaton rabbit hole and we are finally listening to a song called Night Witches. You guys have been on me to react to this song for a while now, ever since I started listening to Sabaton. So I'm really pumped to listen to a new song by them today because I really love Sabaton. I love how they tell history through their music. So I'm excited to see what Night Witches is about. So just a little disclaimer before we begin, I do not have a musical background. So if I say something that is musically incorrect, please feel free to correct me in the comments, but also please be nice. I am learning and you guys have been the best senseis I could have ever asked for on this journey. And remember guys, if you like my content, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as it really helps growing content creators like me. So without further ado, let's get into the reaction. Alrighty, let's get started.
The Germans are resting behind the lines of the Eastern Front, their tents in neat rows. All is in order in the quiet and still of the night. It's cold, and the winter snow crunches under the jackboot of a guard. Looking up into the sky, the snow starts to drift down. It's peaceful here. Was that a noise from the sky? No, it's just the wind. Suddenly, piercing the still of the night, there's an otherworldly scream and a whoosh as a dark form speeds by. And was that a woman's laughter in the distance? There are no engine sounds, and the suddenly fearful German soldier loses his footing and whispers under his breath, "Die Nachthexen." The world is all at once a bloom of fire and ash, and two more dark forms pass without a sound. Hearing the whooping and celebration of these supernatural creatures, the guard shakes himself from his fear and calls out, "Die Nachthexen! Die Nachthexen! The Night Witches!" In the sky above, three planes of the soon-to-be famous 588th Night Bomber Regiment, their engines now running, turn east for home. Time to rearm and refuel for another mission. Coming into land, they're greeted by their commissar, Yevdokia Rashkevich. The young girls that form the pilots and navigators are between the ages of 17 and 26. They are desperate to take the fight to the Germans and have traveled from all over Russia to join the all-women regiments. The 588th is where the least skilled of all the women are placed, but that didn't stop them from carving their name in history. In the early days, they were largely ridiculed by the Soviet men. Given men's uniforms that were too big and shoes all of the same size, the women did the best they could with the clothes, making them fit with belts or filling the large men's shoes with stuffing. The equipment they were given was woefully out of date. The Polikarpov PO2 was a two-man trainer, underpowered and made of cloth and wood. These old string bags were nicknamed crop dusters, or even worse, sewing machines due to the noise their tiny engines made. But the women of the 588th ignored the taunts, and despite the odds, turned the plane's shortcomings to their advantage. The planes at maximum speeds were far below the stall speeds of any of the German fighters. Giving them a tight turning circle, they were almost impossible to hit. They were susceptible to small arms fire and anti-aircraft guns, so their strategy was to attack in threes, with a navigator in each plane. At her signal, the pilot would cut the engines and swoop in slowly, silently, dropping their bombs, dealing death from above.
Wow.
Unexpected, undetected, stealth perfected. If necessary, the other two would draw fire from the fighters or from the ground. They slept during the day and rose at dusk to take their vengeance on the invaders. This unnatural bravery and their stealth tactics earned them their title, the Night Witches.
Whoa.
The German ace, Johannes Steinhoff, said, "We simply couldn't grasp that the Soviet airmen that caused us the greatest trouble were in fact women. These women feared nothing."
Wow, what a cool story already right off the bat. Like really, really interesting. I've never heard of the Night Witches before. Like most Sabaton songs, they sing about tales of war that are not really that well known. I mean, I don't know if the Night Witches are that well known, but I've really never heard of them before. And it's so interesting at the beginning when he said it was such a peaceful night and then all of a sudden they just came out of nowhere and started bombing their encampment. It's like, how did you guys not hear these planes? But I love that they explained it, that, you know, they were just very stealthy pilots with bombs and their out of date planes. It's all very interesting. I love how much information Sabaton gives us. Already, I'm very captivated by this story, and I'm very, very curious to see how this song is about to go. So let's give it a listen. Man. Rodina. Okay, I'm pausing right here. I'll back it up. I was wondering if we were going to see the fate of the Night Witches and if they ever came to an end. And it looks like we might be about to touch on that in the song and in the music video. But overall, this song is really catchy. I really like it. It's intense. I love the lyrics in it. They tell such a clear story. Again, I'm so amazed at how Sabaton is able to just provide so much information and history, and how they're able to convey stories so well in their music. It's actually so incredible how they do it. And again, I commend them for bringing up stories of war that I have never heard before, and I don't think many people have heard of the Night Witches before. So this is such an interesting story. I'm very captivated, and these women were so brave, like flying in the night on these ratty old planes, just in enemy territory. I mean, so many things could go wrong. And I mean, as soon as the Night Witches become a prevalent thing, I would assume that the opponent would catch on and maybe have scouts or patrol in the nighttime to possibly detect when the Night Witches were going to attack or come to the encampment to try to destroy it. I feel like, you know, the Night Witch's reign might be short-lived because it is a powerful and lethal tactic that they had, but I feel like it probably was caught on fairly early after they saw a pattern with the Night Witches. I could be totally wrong there. This is just me speculating and me thinking. But again, this is pretty incredible to learn about the story. So let's finish this out.
Unexpected, wings of glory, tell the story.
32 women, both pilots and navigators, never came home. The 588th became highly decorated and respected, flying more than 23,000 sorties, dropping over 3,000 tons of bombs.
Wow.
23 night witches were awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union, although they were disbanded just 6 months after the war and not allowed to fly in the victory parade, given their planes were so slow. From 1956, after she retired from active service, their commissar Yevdokia Rajkevich took it upon herself to find the site of every single one of her girls that was downed, to mark the place and to pay her respects to each one of the incredibly brave night witches.
Animated Sabaton. Wow. What an incredible story. I mean, it just makes me want to look up this history, the night witches. I want to learn more about them immediately. Like so many of Sabaton's songs and topics, they have such interesting stories and they tell it so well that it just makes me want to dive into the topic even further. And this is no exception. The night witches. Wow. Really, really cool, really interesting and fascinating. It's, again, very brave women to serve their country in that way, given that they were, basically taunted their entire time that they were serving, that they were given uniforms that didn't fit, equipment that was not very good, but they used it to their advantage. They were able to find the pros of having said equipment and they made it work, which again, I commend them for. In times of war, you do what you have to do, and these women did what they did. And I find it to be a very interesting topic. And I mean, I try to put myself in their shoes and I don't know how they did it. I mean, flying in the night in those planes and just, it's a daunting task, trying to put myself in their shoes and imagining what it would be like to be a night witch. I don't know. It takes a different kind of bravery, I think, but overall, really love the story. Really love the song. It really went hard as usual. Love Sabaton and everything that they do. So yeah, really liked it. I'm really enjoying Sabaton's animated videos a lot. This is my second animated video by Sabaton, and I find it to be so interesting that they do this and they have these tidbits of history that they tell in this way. And I mean, I love the animated Sabaton inserted into the video. They're just jamming out while chaos ensues in the background. But it's tasteful, it's interesting, and I like it. It captivates me. Again, history is my favorite subject, so that might be it, but I am very much sucked into these sorts of videos where they give you a whole story. And I love that they provide this context with their music videos and with their song. And I mean, without it, we might be able to put it all together, but to have the pictures of the real life women that were night witches and to have the context of the song and the story, I think is so important. And it makes it into reality. Like, these were real people. This was a real occurrence. This was a real thing in history. And it just humanizes it by inputting the context and the background information and even the pictures of the women. I find it to be very humanizing. And again, I appreciate Sabaton for telling these stories and for even doing this. I mean, they really don't have to, but they do. And I can tell that they love history and they love making sure that we understand the entire picture. They not only give us amazing music, but they give us an amazing education as well with their history lessons. And I'm so happy that they tell these stories that seem to be forgotten. Time and time again, I'm amazed at how many stories there are out there that I don't know about World War I, World War II. And you think you know everything. I mean, I think all of us get the gist of these wars and understand, the main concepts of them, but to get a more personal story, a more in-depth story about certain topics, I think is so special, and it just expands my horizons, not only musically, but also historically as well. And I can only appreciate that as a history nerd myself. I could also see this story becoming like a movie or a show on Apple TV or Netflix or something like that. I could absolutely see that happening because it is very interesting. It is very captivating. I think it would be really fun to have a show that goes into depth what these women went through when it came to being recruited, when it came to the taunting of the men, when it came to learning to fly and being stealthy and actually pulling off these missions that they had, and maybe overcoming anxieties of dying or anxieties of even being in war. I would find that to be very interesting. And I don't know if any media has already come out about this outside of Sabaton and maybe books, but I would think Netflix would really like making a show about this or something. I would definitely watch it if that is the case, and they better use this song as the opener. I also teared up at the end because I thought it was so touching that Rakshkevich, I'm so sorry if I said that so wrong, Rakshkevich, that she was out searching for the areas where her girls died or where their service ended. And I thought that was such an interesting touch that she did that. And that is also a topic I want to dive deeper. You know, what did she find and what did she think about when she was searching for these girls that, you know, perished during their service? I don't know. I found that to be such a touching tidbit of history. And it just showed me that she really cared for these girls that were under her. She wanted to say goodbye to them for one last time, I think. But overall, love the music, love the composition. Again, love how Sabaton tells their stories and history. And it's so interesting to me what they decide to make songs about as well. They are just so talented in what they do. And I can't wait to learn more history with Sabaton. This was a great song. It was also a really cool song to listen to after No Bullets Fly. Both songs are awesome. Both animated videos are awesome. And yeah, I love that I'm learning so much about history on a topic that I thought I already learned a lot about, and I know I have, but they're taking it to a deeper level, which I can only appreciate. So I think that will do for today's reaction. Thank you all again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps growing content creators like me. If you guys are interested in some of my other content or wish to support me in alternative ways, please be sure to check out the links in the description box. If you guys are interested in seeing me live on Twitch, I am live right now at twitch.tv/StaceyRPG, where you can see moments like this.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Oh, God damn. The link to my Twitch is also in the description box. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you, patrons, so much for your contributions to my channel. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you all so much. So thank you for everything that you do. And if you wish to become a Patreon member yourself, please be sure to check out the Patreon in the description box. If you guys have any other song suggestions, please be sure to sound off in the comments or join the Discord. I am in the Discord every day, where I get to talk to you guys on a deeper level, and it is so much fun. So thank you all who have joined the Discord. And if you wish to join the Discord, the link to the Discord is in the description box. Well, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.